Good morning, Mr. Harry and all of my friends who watch this video. My name is Ni Made Rini Antari. I'm from class 4C and today I want to explain about my work on making introduction and literature review. I will start from the introduction. I use the CARS model to make the introduction in which it is started from the theory, after that the problem, and then the solution of the problem. In introduction paragraph 1, I focus on the explanation of social-emotional learning and social-emotional competence theory that's stated by Chazelle and the results of previous study. In the paragraph 2, the focus is more on the learning achievement on EFL students' theory and the result of previous studies related to the integration of social-emotional learning in classroom or curriculums. And the last paragraph is the result of previous studies that claim the impact of social emotional learning competence on EFL students' academic achievement. This paragraph is also the conclusion of the previous studies and the place of gap of these studies in form of research question. And the research question are what were the main research findings and what were the implications of the previous study. I think that's all about the introduction. Now I will continue to the literature review. Literature review is the review about theory or previous study related to the topic that the writer choose. There are two main parts of the literature review, such as theoretical review and empirical review. Theoretical review is the review related to the theory of the topic. According to the topic chosen, I explain three theories in the theoretical review, such as social-emotional learning, social-emotional learning competence, and the theory of students' academic achievement. The theory about social-emotional learning and social-emotional competence are came from the theory developed by Chazelle and also some researchers that state a theory about social-emotional learning and learning achievement. Next is about empirical review. Empirical review. In the empirical review, the focus is more on the result of previous studies that provide information about the integration of social emotional learning, relationship between social emotional learning competence and EFL student learning achievement, and also the impact of social emotional learning competence on students' motivation. In the paragraph 1, the explanation is focused on the skills developed in social emotional learning framework. And the second paragraph is explained about the researcher that found the integration of social emotional learning that can help students in managing their emotions. The third paragraph is focused on the results of studies that show the significant and positive correlation between social emotional learning and EFL students' academic achievement and learning motivation. One of the studies also showed that besides social emotional learning competence, grade is also impactful for EFL students' learning motivation and engagement. The next paragraph is explain about the teacher's social emotional learning competence is also important for improving students' social emotional learning competence. The next paragraph is about the roles of students' emotional intelligence, and the last paragraph is the conclusion of all the previous studies and the novelty of studies. The conclusion is all the previous study agreed that social emotional learning competence have significant impact for EFL students on their learning achievement. However, the review studies for this topic are limited. So the novelty of the study is to review the main research finding of social emotional learning competence in EFL student learning achievement and the implication of those previous study for future study. Here's are the reference of the introduction and literature review. Alright, I think that's all the explanation of my introduction and literature review. I hope there are some suggestions for me to complete my work on this. Lastly, I want to say thank you for watching this explanation and good morning. Bye bye.